Fresh morning to everybody. The first day we are going to start for this week, which combined with the final few days of September and the beginning of October as well. So everyone are suggested to observe the behavior analysis based inputs we are providing for making approachment in the whether it is index based one or a stock based one, whatever may be. Because while just looking back our monthly market outlook report, we have provided for the month of September with a final close on net basis for the month of September would be on 0.4 to 0.6% higher. That is what we have predicted for the month. But in the mid of the month, if you would have checked that the Nifty was about more than 3% higher than the previous month, and that is what now getting corrected and aligning with our prediction about 2.6% net high has been predicted as a close for the Nifty. So in that way, the market ended the last week first time since after continuous or a consecutive 3 weeks of gaining streak, the market have closed in the negative way for the recently ended week. That was also over 2%. What it is giving an indication means the retracement kind of activities, though it is having the important support zone which has happened on September 1st about 24,400 levels, that has not even touched, even though the market traded after that 20 sessions. The first September's low has not been approached or reached till now. So the date we have mentioned for the September includes September 1st, September 2nd, and the 16th. And finally, it would be on 30th, which is only the date has to be met again. So the dates, how it is acting, and very advanced, we are actually producing this kind of information in our report. So how they are actually giving that much of importance on the particular time period we have mentioned. So that can be easily observed based on our behavior analysis based inputs we are giving. So that is what we wanted to share in the initial part of today's pre-market outlook session. By looking back the recent weeks movement and behavior more than that, we can see the retracement has not actually completely fulfilled because the Nifty has not, or Sensex has not till now approached the core support points, because it has closed consecutively 2 days below the some important interim based range shift zone of 25,145 and psychological zone of 25,000, and the support we can take as a 24,900, 24,800 and more, all of these levels. The important number one range shift zone of 24,700 also acted, and the market also got closed below to that level again. But the only one thing for this particular confirmation we have to watch out means that should be on the side of the market or Nifty is going to close today also below 24,700 or not. If it closes, even though it is trying to bounce back towards the zone of 25,000 or 25,000 until 145, we can consider that kind of bounce should be utilized for reducing your positions on the long side if you already held, or otherwise the short positions also can be built around those particular zones. Because the consecutive close below any such levels or close above the such levels should be treated as a direction finding opportunity because of that particular action, where one can set the mindset and the trading strategies towards that direction what the market is giving as a confirmation. So that has been already many times we have discussed. So anyway, we are insisting that point to make you all aware of the behavior based movements on the index particularly, even though this can be applied for stocks as well. So that's it. And for the date of 29th September 2025, we are moving to experience the market movement on the day and how the market would be acting like means. This is favorable open for the Indian markets, aligning with positive global trend, particularly from Asian region. Even though it is giving a higher opening, what we are suggesting you all to take a note means it is better to keep caution and wait for at least 15 to 30 minutes to decide on your trend, because today's first 15 minutes to 30 minutes movements and high and low points will be acting as an entire trend decider for the ongoing current week. And we can even intervene with the approaches and commitments what we are making on the trading side with the new dates or new series which is actually going to take part on 1st of October. So in that way, one can actually make the things and all based on the first or following dates, based on the reports what we are going to provide, because the monthly outlook for the October month also will be revealed in the final day of this particular September month. So until then, you can actually make it part as a first part of the week can be treated as based on the today's first 15 to 30 minutes high and low. And after this, because it is a truncated week, we have already discussed, and because of the October 2nd holiday for the market on the national holiday basis. So the 2 trading days only we are actually having in between that. So those 2 trading days can be treated by the way of approaching the high and low of today's first 30 minutes until. And in case the first 15 minutes low or high getting broken in the next immediate candle of the same time frame, that can be treated as a signal finder for the rest of the day and even for the rest of the days in this month, and even it is also can be considered for till the weekend. So that should be noted. And once it closes above or below the first 15 minutes, or immediate close is very important than closing in any other time frame. But in case if it is not giving that much of immediate close above or below the first 15 minutes high and low means, that you can consider until it is breaking the support and resistance what we have mentioned along with the first 15 minutes high and low. So that should be first priority. The first 15 minutes high and low should be in the way of first priority you should give. Afterwards, the support and resistance for the NIFTY we are giving. So by combining these both, one can actually approach or one can find the direction and approach the market on index or equities side. And for the support side, one should watch out this 24,700 is very core support for the rest of the days, and even until it is getting broken above and giving a close above that, that should be treated. That means approaching 24,700 should be treated as an opportunity to build the short position, not for building long. But in case this 24,700 is not getting broken on the higher side, but keep moving below to that point, means that is not actually a suggestion to build the short, but you can somewhat reduce the short positions, because near to the support or near to the resistance point, if the markets or any instruments are loitering, means there one can consider the breakout can expect. That means the breakout can be seen on the indices or stocks because of that consolidation they are giving. So this is another way of knowing the where and when the breakout or breakdown can happen like. And without having these 2 kind of strategies, one can actually see drifting downwards continuously. That means after opening, it is keep on moving downside, means based on the first 15 minutes low, it is of course going to be loose. That means a loose or which is going to close below that level. So if it's so, of course, the direction can be fixed as downside only. For that, 24,800 as an interim immediate support and 24,700 as a maximum support for the day should be treated. Where one can, nearing to the support levels and all, one can reduce the short positions and start looking out for any long position if you want to do. That can be treated as a riskier one than doing on the shorts until it is closing about 24,700. That should be minded. So that's it for the Nifty strategy we can discuss. So what can be the sectoral force one can see on the today's market means, because of the huge downside the IT index witnesses, it can be expected further downside or a negativity on the index because of any rise it is facing, where you can see some additional pressure on the selling side can be expected on the IT stocks. So the IT should be in the first priority wise one can look out, and the short positions or selling kind of activities can be taken. And in case if the Nifty confirms the above close and a higher direction or a northward direction, means there one can actually keep the strategies on the long side only in line with the market's momentum. It is giving confirmation like means, because there one can see the short covering until it is breaking Friday's low for even IT index or whatever the sector you can take, starting from Nifty and the Sensex. So it is not breaking the Friday's low and it is not breaking the first 5-minute low. That should be treated as a long based opportunity one can get. And from the real estate stocks, somewhat the short covering basis momentum can be expected, particularly from the large cap. And the next one would be on the pharma. The negativity because of the US tariff actions may be expected to continue on this sector. And the metal, which was the only sector, has shown some resilience by defending the market's fall and aligning with the predictions. So that can be expected to provide some opportunities on the long side, particularly from the steel and the aluminum oriented stocks. Even mining oriented stocks also can be expected, particularly from the copper side. And the next one would be on the energy side, because of the Reliance Industries' interest to protect the market without giving chance for a sharp rally until the Nifty, that means Reliance Industries was trading in the green. After it has moved below to the support zones and the negative point, there the Nifty got chances for giving a sharp downward rally. So in that manner, one can watch out the Reliance Industries share to make decision on investing or even trading. Apart from the Reliance Industries, these OMCs are actually doing well. So that can be also focused for long build-up like HPCL, BPCL or the stocks. And from the gas and oil oriented, one can see the Oil India, ONGC. Again, these stocks can be watched out, but the momentum will be very slower one for these stocks. And finally, the banking stocks can be focused in case the Nifty actually giving downward confirmation, means the banking stocks should be focused on short side, because the extension of the selling, as it has closed below the 54,900, it can be expected to move further down, and the 53,500 would be the major support. Afterwards the level of 54,900 broken. So between this 1,500 around the levels are we are having utilize that particular levels, one can watch out short positions, creating short positions on the large cap oriented, particularly from the private bank space. And in case if it is getting a positive confirmation from the Nifty, means that based on the short covering and based on keeping Friday's low, one can start building the long positions and enjoy the upward rally through the way of short covering the banking and the major index oriented stocks are going to witness. So that's it for the sector side we can discuss. On the stocks front, the day traders can get the opportunities for making an enhanced or improved trading From the stocks of Power Grid Corporation, Tata Motors, BHEL, BEML, Lemon Tree Hotels, Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals, and Deepak Nitrite. These are all the news based and technical approaches based one. So this can be utilized for making the trading decisions. From the positional perspective, the Nifty should hold 24,700 without closing consecutively 2 days. And vice versa, for the upside, it should close consecutively 2 days above that 24,700 zone. Until then, the positional based trades and all will be on the direction where it is actually trading by having mean as 24,700. So that's it from today's pre-market outlook session discussion we can have. We wish everyone to have a fruitful trading day today and make use of the downward drift if it is any giving by keeping 4,400 as a September 1st level of support, and one can enjoy higher benefits if you are start investing here or taking positions by keeping the stop loss as same. And the 25,000 to 25,145 can be treated as a booking zone or resistance point for it. So thank you for participating in today's session. We'll meet again in tomorrow's one. Bye-bye.